Welcome to Julie Mango TV. I'm Rachel Osborne, and with me today are the hosts of the new podcast, Scams, Swindles, and Schemes. The show is about trending stories, everyday problems, and practices that may be more pervasive than people realize. Welcome, Onicia and Devin. Thank you for joining me today.
Yes.
All right, Onicia, my audience is going to ask, what's the Caribbean connection here? So could you talk a bit about your heritage?
Yeah, so the Caribbean connection is I can braid my own hair. That's connection. No, I was born and raised on St. Martin, and now I live in Chicago. And my parents were also born and raised in the Caribbean, and my grandparents, great-grandparents, we from here.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, and Devin, y'all are friends, as you said in the last episode. in episode 1, you are friends. Can you share your meet cute? That's a phrase that I just learned. Meet cute with me.
Well, we've known each other for a few years. We actually met at a speaking gig that I had called 48 Hours to Trump. It was set 2 days.
We met at the stoop.
No, did
we met at the stoop, and then shortly after you did 48 Hours to Trump.
Oh,
okay. So Onicia, how did y'all meet?
So I remember clearly the second time that we met.
We met at the stoop because our mutual friend Paul Daling is a journalist, and he does the Chicago corruption tour. You see, that's how we know we were destined for scams, because Paul does the Chicago corruption tour, and we met at the stoop, and then Paul was organizing this event, 48 Hours to Trump, and he heard Remigio's story about protesting President Bush, and then he invited Remigio to tell his story at 48 Hours to Trump, and that's when it was like, oh, we met twice again. See, Devin?
All right, cool. So the stoop is a publication?
No, it's a live lit storytelling show.
Okay, and y'all are both comedians, right?
Yes, we're both storytellers, performers, comedians.
And you used to be a crime reporter?
Girl, I
guess. All right, so I don't know. I'm asking because I feel like y'all could talk about anything because you're comedians, but I'm wondering if this crime element, like why this show? Why are we talking about scams, swindles, and scheme? I know they're everywhere, but why?
That's for you, Devin.
Yeah, they are everywhere. That's the thing. And I think that's part of why Onicia has a history as a crime reporter. I have a history. I've worked in big pharma. I've worked in big tech. I'm a recovering freelancer. I've been both victim and victimizer of various schemes and swindles.
So you know all about scams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when maybe 3-5 years ago, total life changes came to St. Martin. And I think I texted Devin, I was like, these multi-level marketing companies keep coming to our island. And from then it was like, oh, you hate MLMs? What about this scam? And so we just text all the time about scams. And we're like, you know what? The world needs to know. The world needs to know.
Okay. So in the show, you all tell us about a particular event or thing that's happening, and then one of you decides, or both of you decide, whether this thing is a scam, a swindle, or a scheme. So can you just educate me on what the difference is between the three?
Yeah, well, sometimes we disagree, so that's part of the fun, is figuring out what each of us thinks it is. I'd say like the scam is definitely the worst. Yeah, right. And the scheme is, where you're just, you're trying to get yourself something, you know, something back, not necessarily, trying to get one over on somebody. You're less creating a victim than just trying to, recoup your losses.
Okay.
And then I'd say a swindle is somewhere in the middle. Not quite above board, but not a crime.
Right. Okay. So legality is part of what. I mean, there's some legal scams, so I guess it's not really legality, right?
Oh, and also everything we say is alleged.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, yeah.
It's opinions. We
Entertainment.
are not no libel,
Yes.
nothing.
Okay,
Entertainment purposes only.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Perfect timing.
So Devin.
Cool.
Sorry, I said cool, and my Google Assistant was like, cool. So I had to turn that off.
They're listening. They're always listening.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. They are always, I don't know why I have that app. But Devin, you have a particularly strong feeling about reality TV. Can you please tell me, like, what is the trigger? Like, who hurt you?
Yeah. Oh gosh. It goes back to the dawn of reality TV in a way. When Survivor premiered, I had a supervisor at work, at my job at the time, who was a former Green Beret. And so he would just always say, "You think that's surviving? I'll show you surviving." And flash forward years later, and I know a guy, actually two guys here in Chicago, who were contestants on the reality show The Cougar, which was...
What's that?
Yeah, it was like The Bachelorette, but with a woman in her like 40s and a bunch of like 20-something guys.
Representation.
No ageism here. Okay.
Yeah. But they got so caught up in it, they ended up like quitting their jobs and moving to LA to try and become like, like, oh, my ship has come in. I was on 3 episodes of a Bachelorette knockoff reality show that I think it wasn't even on like regular network TV. It was on some like cable Outland.
Yeah, because I never heard
network.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess celebrity is a scam too, right?
It's definitely something that you're constantly forced to chase. There's never enough. And then, I guess I'm just sick and tired of talking about reality TV shows at work. All of my coworkers, it's just Real Housewives, Real Housewives, Real Housewives.
Okay. Are people even watching The Bachelor? Who is watching this? Not me. I do not care at all.
Well, that's the thing.
I've seen The Bachelor described as televised depression. Like, it's just...
As like a entertainment journalist, I see job ads that say, also must be interested in The Bachelor. And I'm like...
You're lying.
I've seen several freelance ads. Like, I was thinking about applying for E! News, and they were like, do you watch The Bachelor? I was like, no, I do not.
Oh, yeah, I interviewed, I didn't interview, I applied for a job at Cameo, and they too were like, must be, very interested in reality TV. I'm like, I like to read books.
Right?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let's talk about that, because in your first episode, your debut episode, you do talk about The Bachelor. I thought y'all were not fans, but you watched the show, because I don't. I really don't. So I learned a lot from your episode. I love the chart that y'all had on Twitter that showed
Wikipedia.
that only 2 people were still technically together, right?
Mm-hmm. But 2 of like 25 couples.
Oh.
Right.
No, there's one couple. I think one Bachelor union has 3 children and marriage.
Oh, really?
But also that person, I think it's not the Thunderbird. Also, that person came from a rich family.
Okay, so they didn't need this experience.
Yeah, and when I say a rich family, like their last name is a brand name. His last name is a company name.
Bob Sears.
Right. No.
All right, so then why The Bachelor for the first episode? Because you did The Bachelor. Each episode you do 2 topics. This one, it was The Bachelor, and we're going to be talking about Mistress from how the AP Style Guide kind of decided they were going to switch gears on that. So why The Bachelor, though?
So it was actually the opposite. When I saw the tweet about AP Style Guide, that's when I slammed my hand on the table. I was like, Devin, we need to vote. Is AP Style Guide a scam, a swindle, or a scheme? And then The Bachelor happened. I had to research something for a client. And I can't remember what the assignment was, but it took me to The Bachelor's Wikipedia page.
Okay.
And then is when I realized that none of these couples are together. And then I texted you, and then you told me about Colton, and that's how we were like, all right, well, this is on the docket. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So it really is about the AP Style book or Style Guide. Is it book or guide? I don't know. I don't use
AP
it,
Style
obviously.
Guide. Yeah, I say AP Style Guide is a scam that broke the camel's back.
Right, because we're talking about the word mistress, and you go into a pretty nerdy, and I liked it because I'm a word nerd too. So a pretty nerdy take on mistress, friend, lover, all the words that they use. And I think people need to watch the episode to kind of see like how the scam comes in. But what I did like is that you brought up some pretty popular people that people like talk about, the royals, in terms of lovers and mistresses, and the old
courtesan,
concubines.
concubine. That's a good one. By the way, when I was getting engaged and my husband and I were thinking about immigrating back to the Caribbean, I called about visa contracts, and I was like, so we're not married yet, can he get a visa to live? And he's like, are you gonna be living together? And I was like, no, you gotta live together if you want to get a visa. And Caribbean parents don't play that. And she said, this visa is called a concubinage contract. I was like, a concubinage contract? That was the name of the visa. I was like, if you, that just felt like, she said, that's the concubinage contract. And I was like, this is a sign from God that if we move to the Caribbean, we need to be married first. Because my mom ain't going to be here about you, or you want me to sponsor a concubinage. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, that was a segue. But the royals, yes.
Yeah. So there wasn't really a question. I think my question was like, who is this show? No, who is this show for? Because I felt like that was super nerdy and I really enjoyed it. But like, do you have an audience in mind for scams, swindles, and schemes?
Glad you liked it. I would definitely say nerds like us would be our primary outreach.
I feel like if you find yourself navigating through life through social media and you see things that make you go, this show is for you.
Okay, so everyone then.
Well, not everyone, because there are some people who definitely feel like you shouldn't call the prince's mistress a mistress. You need to call her a friend. And there are some people who think that like The Bachelor really wants to help you find love, and not that the contestants are on their clout chasing. And so if you feel gaslit by life, then come and spend 15 minutes with us and we will tell you, no, you are right. A mistress is a mistress. A hoe is a hoe. Words mean things.
Yes, words matter.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. And then let's talk about time a little bit, because I was able to watch today's episode right before y'all came in. And you did talk about a little scam an alleged scheme or swindle or scam. Alleged. I don't want to get sued. Alleged thingy that Sarah Palin is involved in. And I like that you said why is it taking you 20 minutes and 3 months and $47 to explain to me something that you told me can take me 10 minutes to make millions? So 10 minutes a month, sorry, to make millions. So words matter, time matters, and I want people to watch the show. So wait, before we even go there, I love your marketing. I really do. You really lean into the scammage. I was on your website. I'm like, oh, they have a webinar, and then I'm like, girl, you're being scammed right now.
Allegedly, I'm showing you how to make money on the internet. Okay.
You don't have to give us your personal information, but if you want to subscribe, and
I will.
Yeah.
All right. So, can you tell people where they can? Well, I've been watching where they can watch or listen to the show.
So Onicia's YouTube channel has the full episodes. You can go to my YouTube channel for the individual stories and clips.
Okay.
And if you ever get lost, just go to oniciamuller.com/scams with 3 S's. The email scammers have typos in their email because anyone who will respond to an email riddled in typos, looking at you, North Hampshire University, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's a joke from episode 3. Devin reaches out to a university offering a master's program, and they send him an email riddled with typos. And this master's is supposed to be a writing program, and the whole point of the email is to get him to sign up for more student loans. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyone who reads an email and even though it's filled with typos and still hands over their credit card information, this is your target audience. Yeah. But yeah, also scams, swindles, and schemes.
Yeah. Okay, because I thought you were just being super clever, but thank you for the correction.
Yeah, it's
layers. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yes. Sorry, I'm not diminishing your layers. Okay, so I think I'm gonna enjoy the education episode because I do think education on some levels is a scam. And especially when it comes to universities.
Yeah, the higher you go, the worse it gets.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to episode 3. Thank you again for joining me, Onicia and Devin, and thank you, our viewers, for watching Julie Mango TV. Subscribe for more conversations with Caribbean creators. Until next time, I'm Rachel Osborne.